Have you been thinking about a trip to the Dominican Republic? You've made it to the right place. Hey guys, my name is Nosa, and I'm a 23-year-old traveler who likes to explore the world and share my experiences and knowledge with others. In today's video, I'll be bringing you the top 5 most crucial things you need to know before you go to the DR. I traveled to the Dominican Republic this year in April, and there are a few essential things I wish I knew beforehand, which brings me to my first point. Number 1, transportation. When going to DR, you want to make sure you have some kind of transportation pre-booked for arrival. This will make your whole process of leaving the airport much more smoother, and trust me, when you land, it's going to be hot and you're going to want to get your bags and start heading on out as soon as possible. So having someone from your pre-booked transportation agency will cut down that process tremendously. You'll be very glad you did it when you see everyone else standing in the heat trying to sort out rides. But if you are the type of person that would rather take a taxi upon arrival over having a ride set in place already, that's still okay. When leaving the airport, you'll see more than enough taxi services located towards the exit around the greeting area. When taking a taxi, always make sure to pay before your ride. Reasoning for this is because you want to make sure you are paying for just the ride, and that any added tips or extra would be separate and at your own discretion. I had a female taxi driver when I got to Punta Cana, and she tried to charge me double, which was the price of the ride and her own added tips. Definitely watch and pay attention, because they are fully aware you aren't a native and are more than likely just visiting. So they'll try to get a little bit more money out of you, but don't trip, they're just trying to make a living. All you need to do is be smart and monitor every single transaction. Number 2, money exchange and tips. There is absolutely nothing wrong with exchanging your money in the DR, but I highly suggest changing it before you go. Exchanging your money in the Dominican Republic comes with excess fees that in some cases can even go undetected. I strongly discourage walking around with a lot of cash on you, being that you only really need about $200 to $250 on you for small things and or tips. I personally carried around small amounts of pesos and US dollars, so I wouldn't draw any unnecessary attention towards myself. Another good thing about this is that you don't have to worry about losing a lot of money. Generally, when tipping, tip with dollars. It goes a long way for them. Dominicans don't mind being tipped with pesos, but I'm gonna give you guys a little secret here. When you tip in dollars, they remember your face, especially if you are at a resort. The next time they see you, they are more hospitable towards you and make sure all your needs are met and then some. So yeah, they'll definitely look out for you. So just make sure you're looking out for them as well. Number 3. Scams. It's easy to get scammed in another country if you're not aware of what's going on around you. You need to understand that the Dominicans there will easily be able to know you're not from there, but that's okay. You just need to make sure you stay 10 steps ahead and know what to look out for. Do not book any tour with the guide you meet alongside the road or anywhere not credible. Most times, the resort you're staying at will have a tour booth where you can book through the resort and have these things set in place for you. More times than not, these tour guides on the street are just trying to get a quick buck. But since you're here watching this video, it won't be you. Another thing to look for is the infamous police scam. And honestly, you could run into this in any country. The police do normal pullovers and checkups. And if this happens, it's best for you to say little to nothing. Leave all the talking to your travel guide or host, because when the police hear your accent and realize you're a gringo, which basically means foreigner, they will try to extort you and demand money. Luckily for me, when I went, my driver was friends with the officer and had a pass, so I didn't have to pay anything. I know not everyone may be that lucky. Embassy is cracking down on that now, so if you do run into any attempted extortion, you can contact the US Embassy as well. These were just a few of the main ones, but the overall main scam in these foreign countries is to overcharge tourists. So make sure you are paying attention to all your prices and transactions, as I've stated earlier, because it is very easy for it to go unnoticed, and if you see anything that you didn't confirm or verify, contact your bank immediately. Number 4, clothing. The weather in DR is what you expect it to be, hot, but that isn't the case 100% of the time. There are instances where it can randomly rain, so you need to go prepared for everything. You'll notice that for most of your stay in the beautiful Dominican Republic, you'll be sweating. or at least I was, because that sun does not play. So make sure you pack enough clothes to where your skin can actually breathe, whether that be some shorts or tanks. Just make sure they're comfortable for you, because the last thing you want is to be uncomfortable and hot. I don't think it's necessary to travel there with an umbrella, especially if you're staying at a resort, because they provide one, but I would definitely recommend bringing at least one hoodie for those times the weather decides it wants to surprise you. Lastly, if you are staying at a resort, I highly recommend taking at least one formal outfit, because some restaurants on the property may require that for entry. I know the one I stayed at in Punta Cana had 2 restaurants where it was reservation only and you had to have formal attire. No shorts, jeans, or hoodies were allowed. So yeah, I would definitely bring at least one formal outfit just in case you decide to eat at one of those type of restaurants located at your resort. Number 5, and one of the most important, manners. Having manners goes a very long way everywhere, but especially here in the Dominican Republic. The locals here are extremely friendly, and even the workers at resorts as well. You'll more than likely always be greeted with a smile, and if you're at a resort, right after that smile comes a drink. Even something as small as asking someone how their day is going goes a long way. When they see you are polite, they are more prone to accommodate you and ensure you have a good time. I'll give you guys a little bonus tip here too. Try to incorporate some Spanish when communicating with the natives as well. That shows them that you are accepting of their culture, and they'll take note of it because they really do appreciate that. I'm not saying you have to be fluent in Spanish, but try and learn some basic greetings, because that's really all you'll need. Please don't forget a simple please and thank you when dealing with workers or anyone that is servicing you or helping you in any way. That concludes the top 5 most crucial things you need to know before going to the Dominican Republic. Make sure to leave a like and comment, and also subscribe for more content just like this. Turn on post notifications so you'll be notified every time a new video is released. Also, feel free to drop any questions you may have down below in the comments. Thank you guys for tuning in, and until next time.